Ladies and gentlemen, the old trooper. I was talking to my next guest a couple years ago, and he was kind of like a rookie. Well, now he's one of the senior coaches in high school soccer. Dave Aronberg, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, it sounds like I've aged a lot in the last couple of years.
You got that wisdom, man. You got that wisdom. You got people like your style of play and your enthusiasm for the game. And when you do all the best 11s and this and that, all people, wow, man, the guy must have been around forever, Yeah. But you're really good.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and so that I know that you're well certified, and
there we go.
And the Ladue Rams are well certified soccer program, baby. I mean,
thank you.
On both sides, boys and girls, you do well mixing it up.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it. It's been, I love the high school game. It's been fun. Every year is different. Every season's different, and we try to do the best with what we got.
Right on. It really is. And this season, it started out a certain way. How do you feel with the girls and how it all happened, and that you're coming down to the final games of the regular season, and then it's 1 and out? You got to
win. We're close. We're close to the end. We have one more week, two regular season games left, and then playoffs start a week from Monday.
Yeah.
We're in a super tough district. St. Joe's #1 seed, and we've already seen them once before. They beat us 3-0. It was competitive game, 0-0 for the first 65 minutes, and then we just kind of ran out of steam the last 15. But we have Ursuline first round. They're the 4 seed. We're the 5 seed. We played them earlier in the season and lost 2-0. Again, pretty competitive game. I think they scored their second goal maybe in the last 10 minutes of the game. But that's kind of been the theme of our season. We've been competitive, but it's difficult to find scoring right now. So that's, at a certain point, you got to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's kind of been our bugaboo this year.
Yeah. And as you go on, you try to find that gold. You get that gold, and the whole game changes.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a few games where, I felt like we've played pretty well and generated some chances, and either the goalie makes a good save or maybe we shoot it wide, something, and then the other team comes down and on their first chance they score. It's just kind of been one of those years, and we play a really tough schedule. I was looking at it today. Half of our games have been against top 25 teams in the area, so it's not like there's not a lot of cupcake games for us to.
No, absolutely.
Get right games. So it's mentally draining. For a lot of the kids, all right, we got to get up for this game again, and we got to get. So it's tough. It's tough. It's a very it's been a mentally challenge, I think, season for a lot of the kids, just because we are so close to being, over that hump, but we just kind of keep coming up a little short in areas.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's not easy, and that's why it's so hard when you win 6 in a row to be able to lift that wood, man. You got the championship, and then you play that back to back. Well, that's what you got to do for the Final Four. You played back to back for champion teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of coaches that bristle about that. I feel like it would be nice if we could do like a Thursday, Saturday or something where you get a little break, because it is tough to have a turnaround of less than 24 hours to play in the state championship game.
Yeah, from your lips to God's ears, man.
I'm sure that's a logistics thing, and yet more money spent on renting out whatever facility you're renting, and yada yada yada. So I'm sure there's reasons for that are above my head.
Boom. Right.
But I kind of want to touch on that a little bit though, Wales, with just this season. So we're not having the best of season. I think now we're 9-10. And I think it's easy. You have a lot of coaches on where they're having amazing seasons and everything's going great. But I think the beauty of high school sports too is like you got to embrace these challenges. Like this is part of it. And I think especially, like, I'm going to sound like a really old coach now, but I think a lot of times with the youth now, it's like it's good if it's easy. It's all good. But life's tough sometimes. So like, how do you get through these challenges? And that's one of the beauties of high school sports is like, yeah, you got to dig deep and you got to find a way, because it's not always going to be easy. So I think these are good lessons that we sometimes gloss over in our new world.
Well, I tell you, you don't gloss over that Wales certified. I mean, that's what the reason why I called and asked you. And I'm so happy you offered it instead of me trying to be like a dentist and take it out of you. because that is the deal. And that is what you can build on for these, for the 6 games in the district, in the championship. To win 6 in a row, you gotta. I mean, it's big time, man, and the team comes together. You play in that district one after another, and then you are the district. Well, then you gotta win that quarterfinal match. Everybody forgets to think they're going to take a trip to the Final Four. You got to get to quarterfinal. And the other team wants to get there too, and that's a tough game, man. And then after you do that, then it's Final Four. And I've been I've been able to win all 4 of the places, and I guarantee you want to win the top dog.
Right?
Yeah. But it is a thrill just to get there.
Oh, 100%. I mean, on the boys' side, we've been fortunate enough to get to the Final Four a number of times now, and won state a couple years ago. So yeah, we've got those experiences. The girls won a district a couple years ago, lost in the district championship last year. So they've had tastes and opportunities to keep them hungry. But this is, every group's a new group. This group, we lost like 80% of our scoring from last year. So we kind of knew that it was going to be a little bit of a struggle to generate some of that stuff. But I am encouraged by parts of what we're doing. I mean, we got a big win over Summit a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So, it proved to, I think, a lot of the girls like, all right, we can make some noise against really good teams. But yeah, everyone's going to have to be on the same page and have the same mindset for that to happen.
Right on. Time. And under full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, I love the Rams. I go out to some of their games, man. I get a thrill. I mean, it's energy out there, man. Nice looking uniforms and so forth. And yeah, and like you say, this or that, and there it is, just moments.
Right.
And so. I mean, I'm all up with you on this. You got the Fort. Oh man, Francis House Central, the Spartans. They're having a regular season, right? And then their brother in the Francis
House North.
The Knights, they're having a season to remember.
Probably their best season ever. I mean, that I can remember for Francis Howell North. They're having a great season.
And you've been around a long time, baby.
Right. Our district is stacked. St. Joe's amazing. Francis Howell North's number 2, great season. Francis Howell Central is very dangerous. They're the 3 seed. Ursuline's always a very good team. Number 4. We're number 5. Pattenell's not a bad team either. They're the 6th seed. Then you got Hazelwood West and Rittner, 7 and 8. So yeah, it's a tough district, and then whoever wins this district has the opportunity to probably play Koryezu, although Narings will have something to say about that because Koryezu and Narings are in the same district over there. So no cakewalk to state for sure
No.
on this side.
And the beauty of it is when you want to be the best, you beat the best.
That's right.
But my dark horse, you guys, I'll saddle up with you guys. But the Pattonville, I mean, they just seem like they're always just ready to, upset. it just they just look like an upset team all the time. But
I wouldn't be surprised if there were some upsets in the district some way somehow. I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, right.
And I think that's kind of the beauty of Class 4 too. There's so many good teams.
Yeah.
I think everyone's the favorite in everyone's mind has got to be Koryezu because they're undefeated and the defending champs and have arguably the best player in the nation
And number
playing for
one
them.
in the country.
So I think that would be everyone's first pick. But I mean, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for them because there are a number of teams that can run with them. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and that's why you play the games. That almost anything can happen. It can happen once, that's for sure, huh? And
Right.
yeah, and all the you have like a Rams for the most valuable player and this and that, and you have these. I don't know how to explain it, Dave. You got these headdresses for the
Well,
girls.
the ram hats. We do that on the boys' side. The girls do some stuffed animals.
Okay.
Kind of the players of the game. I will say it's been a little muted this year though because we used to have them go around school and take pictures, but now there's the cell phone ban in schools, so
Oh
we
wow.
haven't. That has cut in a little bit on our
Yeah.
traditions because I used to have kids take selfies with the
Oh.
stuffed
Okay.
animals and their teachers, but now they
Yeah.
can't have cell phones out at
Well,
school, so
yeah. Well,
we'll have to figure out a new tradition.
I applauded you all when you go to the ice cream place after a big victory.
Oh yeah, that was. I mean, like I said, that Summit win was like a signature win for us this season, and they got that malt shop right next to Summit, so we just took a quick little bus drive there, and
Nice.
everyone got some ice cream. And those are the moments that the kids remember. Like at the end of the season, the wins and losses kind of fade, but like those kind of fun moments are what the kids will really talk about and remember for years and years. When I talk to alumni, um, they'll remember games here and there, but they really remember the team bonding stuff that happens, and that I think that's important to remember. For all coaches and all players, like this is the stuff that we're doing really has very little to do on the field. So
There you go. And did you have any D1, D2, D3 college gals going this?
yeah, I got a junior, Charlotte Wilson. She's verbally committed to SLU D1. She's a heck of a player. She's interesting for her. Again, high school experience. She's a center back and excels at a center back, but because we've been lacking offense, she'll play usually half a game at center back, and then the other half of the time I put her at attacking midfield or forward, and so now she's our leading scorer also. So I think she's got 6 goals, 4 assists for us, which is leading our team right now.
Oh,
Um,
that's beautiful, man. That's
so
beautiful.
she's learning some new skills that maybe she hasn't had to expand in her club career. I've got a senior, Madison Stockwell. It's going to Swarthmore, which is a D3 school.
Nice.
And similar for her, she's normally a 4, but I've played her a little bit at center back. So you got to be a soccer player.
There
You got to
you
be able to
go.
play all over the place.
There
So
you go, baby. There you go. Now you're starting to, all that wisdom is coming out. So the story goes is that if you had to do it all over again, is it basically when you really thought about it, it worked. It's come out the way it was. Sausage in, sausage out. Did it all work out according to
Yeah,
plan?
I think again, every season kind of has its own ebbs and flows and different chapters that are written. I think that the lesson from this season really has been it's just hard to be consistent because we haven't had literally a single game with all of our players there. And that's for not even bad reason. Our kids are just they're really busy with things. So I've got kids that miss because of a DECA tournament, business, stuff. I've got kids that have missed because they're visiting colleges, obviously, which is important, and I've got kids that have missed because of ACTs, and but it's been difficult to string a lot of consistency around because we literally haven't had a game with our entire team. So I think the season has played out. We've gotten what we should have gotten, given all the circumstances. And I don't know if there's a huge lesson from it, except to say like you get out what you put in, kind of deal. So that's kind of been what's happened with us this year. And that's kind of part of the deal. Sometimes it's one of the reasons I really dislike the spring season. I think I've told you this before. I just think there's just so much happening in the spring. It's hard to cram in a soccer season when there's all these other extracurricular events that are going on at the same time. So,
I'm starting to become a believer, man. After the handful of years of watching it, uh, I'd never thought about it before. But yes, it is
yeah, I mean, it's really,
totally
and I've
different.
got a very senior heavy team, the 12 seniors, and they're already out of school now. So, you know, now you got kids that are waking up at noon and trying to play soccer, and they've got one foot in summer when we're trying to have,
Yeah,
we're trying to gear up for what should be the pinnacle of our soccer season, and they're
right.
kind of already
Yeah,
looking beyond. So it's just the spring is always you're fighting so many other extra things
yeah.
besides soccer, and it's so much shorter. Like it's just hard. It's really hard in the spring to just string together continuity. Like I'll give you
Well,
here's another little story.
all
Our
right.
first game of districts is a week from Monday. Well, guess when's graduation is? it's, we have it on Sunday, the Sunday before our first game. So the seniors all have like a senior lock in, and they'll probably be up till 4 in the morning. The night before. So I'm just like, well, this is great planning. Yeah. So
Oh man, oh man.
like what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about wow to make it work. Wow, wow, wow. Well, Dave, uh, I hope in the that someone in Misha is going to listen to this episode and say, "Hey, we got to work something out, man. Do something." I mean, I
I mean,
myself.
I think the easiest fix, because I do think it'd be tough to fall. I think you run into field space issues and ref issues and that. But I think a doable change for Misha is you at least lengthen the spring season by starting it earlier. And that's always kind of been my push is there's no reason that basketball has to go all the way through spring break in March. Like you could finish up basketball and spring or the winter stuff in February and start your practices in February for spring sports where you're actually getting the month of March or games instead of just practices.
Right.
So, again, little changes that Misha could do to actually
Yes.
help, and it's not just soccer. That would help baseball, that would help track, that would, all the other spring sports that are so truncated in our season.
Well said, Dave.
So,
Well said, man. There you
I
go.
always got ideas, Wales. I always got ideas.
Boom. There you go, baby. Yeah. Well, I tell you, I really am rooting for you, and I love the Rams. I mean, it just is a nice feel. I, I at both. You got a nice stadium there on campus, and your upper
Yeah, it's
field.
a fun one to play.
Yeah,
Yep.
and your upper field is really neat. Middle school.
Well, we need all the positive thoughts our way this year, Wales.
Oh,
So send them all our way.
all right then. So it is a custom at Whale Certified to say, uh, whatever you want to say, Dave, to who you ever want to say it to, for as long as you want to say it for.
Okay, well, I'll keep on this theme a little bit that I've been going on. I just, because I'm about as big of a high school sports supporter as there is, and I think, the lesson here, we've talked before after I've won state or after our teams are doing really, really good, and so here you are talking to me when we're not having a great season so far. 9-10, it's not awful, but it's not amazing, and yet there's so many lessons that are being learned in this high school season. So, whether you're again, it's very easy to throw praise on high school when everything's going good, but there's so many positive things that happen even in a, maybe not so great season. And that would be kind of my big takeaway again, because at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that kids should be playing high school. So I'll leave you with that.
Beautiful, Dave. Beautiful. And you and your program is family and program has been well certified. And a lot of people could be well certified if they only try.
That's right.
All right.
You're one call away.
Yeah, baby. All right, then. See you around, Dave.
All right. Thanks, Will.